great importance to the works of ALCO and appreciate its achievements made so far. Madam Chair, Nepal appreciates agendas selected for this session, which are very timely and pertinent, especially the topic on challenges in combating corruption, the role of United Nations Convention Against Corruption. Corruption is a big challenge for us. Corruption has transnational dimension requiring international cooperation through the means of extradition, mutual legal assistance, transfer of sentenced persons, asset recovery, confiscation, return and disposal of assets and exchange of information. Nepal was actively involved in the framing of the Convention Against Corruption and ratified it in 2011. In order to fulfill the obligations of the Convention, the government of Nepal has adopted and implemented a comprehensive strategy and action plan on the Convention Against Corruption in a systematic and coordinated manner. Madam Chair, environment and sustainable development has been one of the most critical issues of our time. Devastating floods, the rapidly melting snow in the mountains, the barren lands in the hills, and the rapidly depleting source of drinking water in the plains, and rising sea levels symbolize the seriousness of this problem. Poverty, climate change, food and energy crisis are interlinked with the issues of environment and development. Nepal, being a least developed, landlocked and mountainous country, it is trapped with triple burden. Therefore, we draw the attention of the international communities of their commitments made to the full implementation of the Program of Action for the least developed countries for the decade 2011 to 2020, Istanbul Program of Action. The Almaty Program of Action addressing the special needs of landlocked developing countries within a new global framework for transport cooperation for landlocked and transit developing countries on sustainable development and addressing new and emerging challenges. Other agenda items, including subject matter under consideration of the International Law Commission, are important to be delivered during the session. Madam Chair, finally, I would like to express my sincere thanks to you for giving me the floor and wish every success of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Nepal. I call on the delegate from the People's Republic of China.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chairperson. First of all, on behalf of the Chinese delegation, I would like to congratulate you on your election as the Vice President of the 52nd Annual Session of the Asian African Legal Consultative Organization. My congratulations also goes to Her Excellency Dr. Madam Chada for her election as the President of this session. I also wish to take this opportunity to extend my appreciation to Dr. Rahmat Mohammed, the Secretary General of the ALCO, and his colleagues at the Secretariat for their outstanding work during the past year. Madam Vice President, the Chinese government has always attached great importance to and supported the work of the ALCO, and highly appreciated the achievements of the ALCO has made since its establishment. As the only intergovernmental organization in the field of legal consultation, cooperation, and exchange among the Asian African countries, the ALCO has devoted itself to studying the international law issues of common concerns and provided legal assistance to its member states. It has made important contributions to facilitating Asian African countries' participation in the international practices and promoting the development and codification of international law. Madam Vice President, the world today is experiencing major development, transformation, and readjustments. An international system is undergoing wide, complex, and profound changes. The interests of countries are never so interconnected, interdependent, and interconverged before. Problems calling for common response are increasing. Aspirations to seek win-win progress through cooperation are rising. To promote peace, development, and cooperation has become the irreversible trend of the times. During this process, international law is playing an increasingly important role. Issues with legal aspects in international relations are further increasing, while the international law is undergoing a constant adjustment and evolution. Under such circumstances, the ALCO is confronted with not only more opportunities, but also more challenges. We take notice with appreciation that under the leadership of Dr. Rahmat Mohammed, the ALCO has started to carry out a lot of work to meet the challenges. For example, in 2011, based on a wide consultation with member states, a comprehensive plan for the future of the ALCO was developed by the Secretariat, and many suggestions, including the establishment of the ALCO Fund, the improvement of eminent persons group mechanism, the establishment of database on legal experts, were put forward. We hope that with the implementation of the above suggestions and the expansion of its activities in various fields, the ALCO will play a more active and substantial role on the stage of international law and international affairs. Madam Vice President, bearing in mind the challenges faced by the ALCO and the need to meet them better, I would like to take this opportunity to make the following suggestions. First, we hope that the ALCO will continue to strengthen its capacity building and contribute further in the development of both the practice and theory of international law. On the one hand, ALCO could follow closely major international issues and events, make in-depth analysis of international law issues involved, and facilitate exchange of views among member states with the aim to reach consensus. On the other hand, the ALCO could conduct in-depth studies on new issues, new trends, and new developments in international law and conclude reports as appropriate, so as to promote its academic contribution. Second, in order to increase its influence, ALCO could continue to strengthen its close cooperation with the UN legal organs by expanding forms of cooperation, improving effectiveness thereof, and raising awareness of the views and voices of the ALCO on issues of most concern to its member states and having the widest consensus. Finally, we hope that the ALCO will continue to improve its capacity for providing legal assistance to member states, organize seminars and training programs for them, and could serve as a cradle of talents on international law for Asian and African countries. Madam Vice President, China will, as always, support and participate in the work of the ALCO, and is ready to work with other Asian African countries through this important platform of the ALCO to make international law to better reflect the interests and positions of the developing countries, to make joint efforts to uphold international fairness and justice by promoting international rule of law, the value of equality, mutual trust, inclusiveness, mutual learning, and mutually beneficial cooperation. Thank you, Madam Vice President.
Thank you, China. I call on India. I call on India to make their statement.
Yeah. Sorry, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Vice President. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, let me follow other delegations and congratulate Dr. Neeru Chadda for her election as a president of 52nd annual session of ALCO. I also take this opportunity to congratulate you for your election as a vice president of the 52nd session of ALCO. I wish to thank Secretariat of ALCO for hosting this annual session, and I express my appreciation to Secretary General and his staff for the excellent preparations they have made for our current session, including preparation of documents to help our consideration of various items on our agenda. I also thank President of 51st Annual Session, His Excellency Mohammed Bello Adoke, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice of Federal Republic of Nigeria, for guiding the work of organization during the past year. Madam Vice President, I would like to recall that India was one of the 7 founding members of ALCO. We continue to attach highest importance to ALCO and its work, and we are proud to be host country of ALCO since its establishment. In order to help the organization to function effectively, we have provided ALCO with the headquarters premises in the prestigious diplomatic area of Chanakyapuri in New Delhi. This is what Secretary General, His Excellency, has mentioned today morning in his speech. Madam Vice President, apart from organizational matters and 2 half-day special sessions on important themes, namely selected items on the agenda of International Law Commission and extraterritorial application of national legislation, sanctions imposed against third parties, we have at this session many important items on our agenda, namely law of the sea, deportation of Palestinians and other Israeli practices, among them the massive immigration and settlement of Jews in all occupied territories in violation of international law, particularly the 4th Geneva Convention of 1949. 3. Environment and sustainable development. And 4. Challenges in combating corruption, role of United Nations Convention Against Corruption. We appreciate ALCO Secretariat for selecting new and relatively challenging topics of ILC for deliberations at this session. While my delegation will make detailed statements on each agenda item, I take this opportunity to dwell upon them rather briefly. While ILC has just begun the work on the topic formation and evidence of customary international law, the work on the immunity of state officials from foreign criminal jurisdiction is progressing at a satisfactory pace, and the work on protection of persons in the event of disasters is relatively at advanced stage. We appreciate and compliment Mr. Michael Wood for the swiftness, he is a special reporter, for the swiftness with which he moved on to the work by submitting a note on customary international law at the very same session last year when he was appointed as a special rapporteur. His note identified the issues and laid down a very ambitious schedule of work. His first report, considered by ILC at its session ending last month, is very comprehensive, identifying and exploring the issues and explaining the inherent intricacies of the topic. We agree in principle with the scope and approach to the topic, as well as the methods or methodologies proposed by him. We compliment Ms. Escobar Hernandez, the special reporter on the topic, state officials from foreign criminal jurisdiction. We agree in principle with the substance of the draft articles proposed in a second report, though we may prefer the scope of it to be expanded a bit without keeping it open-ended. In this regard, we note Secretary General's statement at ILC, and when we come back to the debate, we will make our point. My government's views and suggestions would be provided during the course of discussion on the topic. Madam Vice President, we compliment the ALCO Secretariat for a comprehensive summary on special study on statehood of Palestine under international law. We subscribe to the study. Palestine is an unfinished and long-pending task of international community. we wish to see Palestine as a full-fledged, sovereign and independent state at the United Nations and other fora, as per various United Nations General Assembly as well as Security Council resolutions. And its borders, Palestinian borders as well as defined, should be demarcated and recognized as they were before the 1967 war. The